Everyone, my name's Ben. I'm lead educator at LumenSwap and of course the founder of Bullring Crypto. And this series of videos is going to be from Bullring Crypto, okay? This is going to be non-specific to LumenSwap or the LumenSwap project. This is going to be a general crypto-wide education. So if you think that this is useful, please share it with other people. Give me a comment if you think that it's high value content. And of course, hit the bell notification, subscribe to me so that you get my future videos end up in your inbox, right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk, so I'm going to talk to you and you're there in a virtual sense about some of the different terminologies within DeFi. Okay, now DeFi is decentralized finance. It's a booming sector of cryptocurrency investment and trading, and we need to understand the terms before we can go off and that we can make informed decisions, right? So what I have to do is I just have to draw you to attention to this disclaimer. This is basically saying, look, I'm just a passionate crypto student. I've been in the space 4 years. I've made some incredible mistakes and in some incredible gains, and through all of those good choices and bad choices, I've gained some wisdom. Right, and with that wisdom, right, I'm then saying, right, I pass on some educational tips to people, but this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you when to invest, what to invest in, whether you should even invest in cryptocurrencies. Go to your financial advisor for that type of information. I am here to try and help you navigate DeFi and the terminology with the least amount of friction. Please pause the video, read through all of this, understand that I'm here in an entertainment sense, yeah, hopefully make you smile along the way as well, rather than here as your financial advisor buddy telling you what to do, because that's not the case. Yeah, I'm the last person you should be listening to for advice. Okay, in these next couple of videos, I'm going to be talking to you about APR and APY. And the first video is going to be like for APR for dummies. So if you're liquidity providing for the first time, this video is really going to be up your street. So you can kind of understand the mechanics of how the system works. And you can kind of like go, okay, I probably feel a little bit more confident now into entering liquidity positions. In the subsequent video, I'll be dealing with the APY. So I'm going to try and keep them short, sharp and punchy so that you're not bored and you can fit them into the commute in the morning, coffee break, dog walk, that kind of thing. Right then, so with APR and APY, the first one, you've probably heard that terminology quite often, haven't you? Attached to credit cards, attached to mortgages, bank loans, etc. Annual percentage rate. What is the annual percentage rate you're going to be paying or earning, paying on loans, etc., or cards, or earning on your investments, right? Standardized. It's easy to understand. And I'll be showing you a little bit about that. You need to fully understand these terms to maximize your returns because the two are used in DeFi interchangeably. I've flipped through a few different platforms and I've seen there's APY then, APR. And if you're new to the space, it would be very easy to think they're one of the same thing. Oh, I saw that APY thing a minute ago, APR thing. You know, you just think they're the same. They're not the same. And these projects often entice you in with one, which is the APY, and you think, oh, amazing. And really, right, they're doing that so they can get a better figure rather than the APR. So you need to be understanding exactly what you're taking part in, okay? And that's what my job is, the education. So APR, annual percentage rate, standard term, as I said, that you've come across. The problem is it's used interchangeably. So let's dive in, right? Let's dive in because they are wholly different as it says on the slide here. APR is fairly to understand. Right? It's nice and easy. This is a little maths lesson, but it's a maths lesson for dummies. It's not a maths lesson. We're not doing algebra, trigonometry. Don't fear. You don't need to quit the video now. APR, nice and easy. $1,000 investment in something. And if we're looking at an APR of 20%, yeah, 20% net. I won't go into like gross and tax figures and stoppages and fees and all that. Let's just pretend you get what you get, right, for the purpose of ease, right? 1,000 investment with an APR of 20% would be $1,200 after 1 year because you've got your principal $1,000 and you've got your interest. Principal plus interest, $1,200 after a year. And APY is the return that you would receive when you add a series of compounding actions during that year. And what I mean, if you are new into this, is that you've got your $1,000, and after a period of time, day, week, whatever, months, quarterly, however long, right, you take out your interest and you put it in with your initial principal. So you take out the interest you've got, you put it in, and then you start earning interest on your principal plus interest. Then you take out that interest and you stack it on top. And remember that game we used to play at school or whatever? You might not have played it, but it was like that kind of one. You stand in a circle and everyone puts their hands and tries to be at the top one. Very much like that, with stacking on top of stacking and compounding on top of compounding, right? So you've got your principal, interest, take the interest out, put the interest on top. So your pot is potentially growing and you are earning more return on that. So as you can see there, you have got an opportunity to maximize or optimize your return on investment by reinvesting that interest. If that is confusing you, if you are lost at this stage, comment underneath. Yeah, say to me, Ben, I don't get that. What do you mean? Right? But all we're essentially saying in this is that periodically you're taking the interest out from your investment and you're putting it back in with the investment. Take out, put in, out, in, and you're adding to your initial lump sum that you've put in, right? Okay, good. Moving on. So liquidity providing example. Now there is a difference between us being a liquidity provider and a yield farmer. Okay, people use the same term again interchangeably. No, it's different. It's different. Liquidity providing is us just putting our LP token in a pool and pulling out some fees. That's it, yeah? Yield farming is when there's an additional incentive. We're going to come on to this. This is a series that you need to stick with. Okay, we can't do this from a basic level. It'll blow your mind. We've got to do the first part first. So, I've stumbled across, this is all imaginary, okay, because I didn't want to be marketing one specific project, one specific token. I wanted it to be a general video. So I've stumbled across Jungle Farm. Right, I'm like, whoa, Jungle Farm, this looks cool. And I've found that there are two tokens that I'm really excited about the future. This is one thing that I would say is really good to look at. If you have a very strong feeling when you've done your own research that those tokens in that liquidity pool are going to appreciate, go up in value, over a longer period of time, it could be worthwhile looking at that as a pool to provide liquidity in. Yeah, if you are happy that they're going to go progressive, I don't mean spike up like that, overnight like a rocket and then dump. I don't mean that. I mean if you're thinking in the next 6, 12 months, they could appreciate gradually over time or remain stable. It could be worth looking at, right? It could be worth looking at. It's one of my things that kind of I have to tick off. So I found these two tokens on Jungle Farm. One is called Hippo and one is called Lion. And I'm really excited that both of these are going to be appreciating or remaining stable over a long period of time. So I want to enter the pool that I've found, which is the Hippo and Lion pool. I've covered this many times before, but when we put liquidity into a pool, in a traditional sense, we need to provide 50% in dollar value of the one and $50 in dollar value of the other. Now, if this token on this side is $17, we're going to put in just less than 3, right? Agreed, 3 tokens, because that's going to be $50. And this dollar here is worth $10 each. We're going to put in 5 of them. So it's not the same amount of tokens. It's the same amount of dollar value on either side. Yes, same amount of dollar value on either side. Remember, this is for beginners. I don't want someone in the comments saying, oh, there's all of these kind of weird and wacky auto farms and balancer pools and all this. That's further down the line. We can't get to that, right? We can't climb the mountain until we've crossed the river, right at the bottom. We've got to come across the bridge first. This is where we are at the moment for the beginners at the bottom. So 50-50. 50%. As I said, this one's 17, this one 10, just less than 3 of them and 5 of them. So it's the dollar value, right, that we're putting in. So we're going to create a liquidity pool token with actually 500, not 50, but $500 either side. Yeah, $500. And when I say either side, I mean this side and this side, right? So that you have got your $1,000 liquidity pool token now, okay? 500, 500 together, 2 lots of 500 is 1,000. So our LP token reflects the $1,000 that we're putting in. So basically what the LP token does is it gives us a share, yeah, that reflective of that pool. This is what your share is worth. And of course we're putting in $1,000. Now, you've probably heard the term total value locked. The total value locked is the complete amount of lion and hippo tokens that have been pooled into this liquidity pool. We are part of a really super popular pool. This farm has $10 million dollars worth of value locked in it. Yeah, $10 million. So we've got $1,000 of that $10 million. Now, Jungle Farm has an automated market maker. Okay, automated market maker coming, right, to Stellar Network very soon. So those people that are watching this that are fans of mine from my association with LumenSwap and Stellar, right, you'll know that this is coming soon, and it's exactly the same fee. Yeah, majority of them are this, okay, 0.3%. So it's got a market maker fee of 0.3%. So this means that every time a hippo is swapped for a lion and vice versa, a lion is swapped for a hippo, 0.3% is taken as a fee of that trade. So when we're trading, you know, whatever it is, 0.3% fee, 0.3% fee. Now, because it's a super popular pool on Jungle Farm, we have $1 million a day in traded volume. $1 million. So we have 0.3% of $1 million. Yeah. So this equals or equates to $3,000 per day in fees. $3,000 is then spread out to all of the people that have got their liquidity tokens in there, all of those people that total the $10 million that's put in that pool. And that brings great liquidity and allows many, many different people swapping on a daily basis various amounts, okay? We have our LP token, $1,000, that is a 0.1% reflection of the whole, okay? So again, stick with me here, okay? Let's make it for dummies. So you've got your $1,000, and your $1,000 as a representation of 10 million is 0.01%. So 1/100th of a percent, yeah, 0.01%, that is yours. So we get 0.01% of the $3,000 that are generated per day in that pool, okay? That's what we personally get to our wallet so that we can claim that, we can draw it back into our wallet, happy days. Right? And we can do that a variety of different times. If we look at the value of that, 0.01 of 3,000 equates to 30 cents, because you've got 10% would be obviously 300, 1% would be 30, 0.1 would be $3, and then 0.01 would be 30 cents. So that's where we are. That's how, you know, just I'm doing this for dummies, right? So that's how you would get to 30 cents. And you might think, oh, 30 cents a day on my $1,000, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Right? That's probably a question that's rattling around your head. Assuming that everything stayed equal, and it never does, but this is another conversation for a separate video. If everything stayed equal, i.e. the token value stayed equal, the pool stayed equal, the amount of trading stayed equal, then that would be an APR of 10.95% a year. And then now when people actually look at maybe more of a macro view of it, they go, well, actually 10.95% is like 10 times, no, even 100 times what I would be getting as a return in my current account at the minute. 0.1% is somewhere around what you might be getting in a bank account. So it's 100 times. Yeah, 100 times what you might be getting in a bank account. So it would be very attractive return to some people, depending on where you are in the world. The way that I've worked that out to get the APR of 10.95% is I've taken the 30 cents per day, I've multiplied that by the amount of days in a year, so 365, and that's given me $109.50. Based on our initial £1,000 investment or $1,000 investment, this is now $1,109.50 after a year, which is 10.95%. So this is a very, very, very simple first video on the APR aspect of liquidity provision. We've created our token, we've put it into the pool, we've kept it for a year, we've been getting our 30 cents a day, we've got a $109.50 return on our $1,000 investment, 10.95%, everyone's a winner. Yeah, nearly 11% return. Can't get that even on funds, can you? Right? You can't get that on funds. Highly unlikely to be getting it from rentals, so it's pretty damn good. And this is the lowest kind of end of the DeFi model. This is like the low, just putting into a liquidity pool is kind of the lowest return. I'm going to amp this up in the next videos and really blow your mind, so you go like, oh my God, like, why didn't I know about this sooner? Because really, you know, there are networks where a lot of the community have no idea about what the potential is of what we have our hands on. And my job is to demystify that for you. So I hope you've enjoyed video number 1. Next video, I'm going to come on to APY, and we're going to change a few of the numbers a little bit, so you can start seeing, okay, now I'm in a position where maybe it might be worthwhile if I start compounding some of those interest payments, like I talked about at the start, and making a little bit more yield. I look forward to joining that video. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.